We had a very fruitful discussion yesterday, and we appreciate very good insights. And some key takeaways here is, first of all, stakeholders believe, the guests believe that Hong Kong has always enjoyed a international logistic hub status, but we do face some kind of challenges. On the status of our container port, we face a lot of competition from other mainland cities. But at the same time, they do give some suggestions of how to ramp up our effort to reinforce our logistic hub status. Like, for example, we should make good use of technology. The industry itself should actually upgrade the technology. We could do a sort of a smart logistics systems. Some suggestions were given yesterday. For example, if the government can actually build a platform to share the big data among different mainland cities and Hong Kong, I mean, mainly GBA cities, if we could share the data among ourselves, that could actually help us, reinforce our status, and also is in the interest of everybody. So that's something that people suggest yesterday too. But at the same time, we need to look after the interests of small and medium-sized local logistics companies. They face a lot of challenges, not only about cost, but also they face the difficulties of recruiting people. They don't have enough manpower right now. And sometimes on micro level, on day-to-day operations, some small and medium-sized local logistics company face problems like, for example, they run their lorries, the truck drivers would face the problems of, being fined for illegal parking. Right now, illegal parking fines are also raised. So that also affects how they run their business. That's kind of micro level. But on macro level, guests and also stakeholders have given some suggestions that if we can upgrade the technology, we could make good use of AI and smart system. That would be good for the city. And also we stress the fact that Hong Kong should focus more on high value added services. Like the aviation hub, we briefly touched on the status on our international aviation hub status. We are not concerned about our aviation hub status because you can look at the volume of cargo being handled at our international airport is always impressive. But in order to beef up the effort to reinforce that status, we need more connectivity with the rest of the world. So more flights coming in, coming out, that would actually be conducive in reinforces our status as an aviation hub. So this is something that the key takeaways from yesterday's roundtable discussion.
Right. Now, you've already touched upon some of the challenges faced by the logistics industry, but specifically in these times of complex geopolitical changes, tell us about the challenges faced by the industry in relation to perhaps U.S. tariffs.
Yeah. Well, I think that most of the stakeholders will believe that we need to explore more markets outside the United States. Because, even though right now China has reached a kind of agreement with the United States government on suspending the tariff raising arrangement, given that we have seen Donald Trump's unpredicted behavior, and he is totally unpredictable, and he could change in a split of seconds, and he could actually change his policy right away. So we face this sort of uncertainty. For guests and stakeholders, they believe that in the long run, we should actually explore more markets outside the United States, given that sort of uncertainty. And right now, you've seen that the chief executive has finished his visit to Middle East. They have reached agreement with Qatar on many different respects. That actually gives us some confidence on the future of Hong Kong running business, and I think Middle East is something that we are eyeing their market too. But at the same time, if we could make good use of Hong Kong status as part of China, we also join the Belt and Road initiatives. We can actually explore more markets outside the United States, more countries under the Belt and Road initiatives. This is something that we also, these are the markets we are also eyeing. And I think the government could actually look at how to ramp up the effort to support, the logistic companies and the stakeholders to explore this market. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Hong Kong's actual logistics industry and the strengths that it has. So what strengths does it have that could perhaps outcompete other regions such as Southeast Asia when it comes to costs in trading and transport?
Well, I think from the guests and also the stakeholders' response, we have always, the local logistics, our Hong Kong local logistics industry enjoy a good reputation around the world. But we have always been very smart. Small and medium-sized companies are very flexible, and they can handle business well. They deliver goods in time. These are the reputation we have enjoyed. But at the same time, because we have been facing the problem on the cost, and we touched on this issue yesterday. This is why on one hand, we believe that we should focus more on high value added services. This is something that we should focus on because if we keep talking about cost, yes, we strive for lowering the cost of running the business, but at the same time, if we could focus on more high value added services, that would actually offset the disadvantage of cost. Yeah, you probably know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we touched on yesterday. And at the same time, the Hong Kong government lately has unveiled the action plan on how to reinforce the logistic hub status. One of the things is there will be a new logistic clusters, new multi-story logistic facilities to be built in Hong Kong. So people have some kind of expectation on these facilities. If they could provide more smart solutions provided in this multi-story new logistic facilities and new logistic cluster, I think the entire logistic industry would benefit from that. And of course, because that logistic clusters is provided by the government, so I think the stakeholders and also from the entire industry would look forward to, having a reduce the cost in, staying inside the logistic facilities. So people have kind of expectation on that too.